Your world is an illusion. Everything you see is energy. Your thoughts create your reality. Every single thought you think creates how you feel. Hi, I'm Amy Marie, and I'm here to share all the wisdom I have gained throughout my lifetime, but especially all the wisdom and growing and glowing greatness I have come to see and know in these past 5 years especially. I have so much wisdom to share with all of you. I use props to help me explain the sorts of things I want to talk about. For example, you can see behind me, I have a tree with a light that's circulating. I have a lamp behind me, which is a symbol of like the creative ideas that we have, you know, those light bulb moments that we have. I have like tree branches growing behind me, and I have my gratitude shirt because I love to talk about all things gratitude. So what does this tree and light represent? So our mind is like a tree, right? It is filled with branches, all sorts of branches, thick branches, long branches, right? These branches are our thoughts. Now, the light that's circulating there represents two things. It represents the loop, the constant looping of thoughts that many of us do every day. Many of us are walking around this world with a continuous, constant thinking loop. Thoughts that just keep going and going and going. The light represents the energy of these thoughts, the energy that surrounds us as these beings that we are, the energy of life, the colourful beauty of life, and all the beauty, colourful energy that's around us. Gratitude obviously is all about being grateful for all things in life, all the good and not so good, because the all seemingly not so good are the things that are helping you to grow greatly in life. They are the things here to help you awaken in life. They are actually here to help us in life. It is hard in that moment, I understand. Like, you know, you lose your job and you feel horrible. Not gonna lie, absolutely, in that moment you feel horrible. But the more you grow in mind, body, soul, consciousness, the more you realize that everything that is happening to you is actually happening for a greater reason. It's here to help you grow. And yes, it is really hard to grasp that concept. Why did I say grasp? Because one of the things that happened to me is I mowed lawns for a living for almost 4 years. It was a mixture of misery and magic. Initially, it was misery because I didn't want to mow lawns. I didn't want to mow lawns. So how did I begin mowing lawns in the first place? Well, I lost my job. I lost a job that I really loved, and it knocked me down hard. I was dirt down into the depths of beneath the grass ground. Like I was broken, right? I was a broken branch. I was not good at all. This job I loved, right? And I lost it. And it just devastated me. And it devastated me so much that my husband had to pick me up off the floor. He had to hand feed me. Like, prior to me losing this job, I had had many of other things happen to me as well, right? That really, really knocked me. That really had me suffer a lot. This losing of this job though was that breaking point, right? It was that build up and that breaking point for me. I had open heart surgery when I was 19. And 19, not when I was born. I was born with 2 holes in my heart, and they said I was in no man's land, so they didn't operate. And so I danced all my life. I kept healthy. I loved my dancing, but long story short, when I was 19, I wasn't looking after myself very well, and I got an infection in my heart, which gave me 5 holes in my heart and a rib valve. That's very short snippet of that time in my life. And I had to have open heart surgery at age 19, the prime time of my life, my womanly time of my life. I had to be cut, scarred for life. So that's just something that happened when I was 19. And then obviously I had breakup relationships. I've struggled really bad financially. I've struggled in motherhood. I've had some really horrible things happen with my children, and their things that have happened in their lives that have really, really, really broke me as a mother. I've also had things that have happened with my grandchildren that really broke me as a Grammy. I have struggled financially to the point that not living week to week, living day to day, like just trying to put food on the table. But there's so many things I'm going to be sharing with you vulnerably about my own life. But going back to the losing of the job, well, it was the icing on the cake. The cake was all these other things building, and then the losing of a job that I loved so much, helping other people, it just broke me. It just tipped me over. It's just like I was a tree and I just broke. I snapped, I tipped over. And it really sent me into a really dusty, deep hole, right? I was beneath the grass, right? I was in that dirt, and hubby had to pick me up off that dirt, off that ground, dust me off. And then he grabbed my hand and I began mowing with my husband. I was not in a place to do anything else at that time. Hubby was mowing lawns. He had not long lost his job. And so, because I was not in a place to do anything else, I was just too low, I began mowing lawns with hubby. In the beginning, I hated it. I'm like, really? I felt it was a punishment. Here I am in my 40s mowing lawns. Here I am as a mama, as a Grammy, as a wife, mowing lawns. I was embarrassed, I was ashamed, I was just not happy at all. But it didn't take me long at all to love mowing in nature. I grew so greatly in those 3.5, 4 years of mowing. I grew so much that I just couldn't wait to cut that green grass, to just get that beautiful breeze, to see those beautiful birds singing in the tree, to be stalked by magpies, but in a beautiful way. Never ever had one swoop me, ever. Never had one swoop me. They just watched me. I just grew to love mowing in nature. Nature is so powerful. It is the most beautiful place to really grow in mind, grow in gratitude. When I was mowing lawns, my mind was still like the trees. It was incredible. There was none of that real monkey, noisy, continuous chatter going on. I was too busy being present in nature. Present, cutting that grass, just being. And I really awoken to the truth of life, to the truth of who I really am, to the truth of this world, to the truth of many, many things. And I'm here to share all of this with all of you. So this is the first video where I have really kind of given you a snippet of the sorts of things that I'm going to be talking about. I don't want to make my videos too long. They're all going to be around, around that 10-15 minute sort of mark, because it's important to grab your grass attention. I really want to capture all of it from the get-go. Like the creative kind of thoughts, ideas that have come through me when I've been mowing in nature are mind-blowing, right? Mind-blowing. And I have so much to share with you about this journey, all to share to help you grow greatly, growingly, glowingly in your own life. So I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.